Alright, so let's go into Dollar General for some resin art supplies. Alright, so these are mica powders. These can be used to color resin. There is loose micas. These work great. And they're only $1. So, they have the gold, they have purple. Different stores have different colors. I've noticed consistencies around my areas, though, with just the colors that are used. So those can be crushed up and added, and just the loose powders can be added to the resin.
Always spray bottles.
Spray bottles.
Always.
I use these
Gloves.
for alcohol.
These are a must.
I use the gloves to keep my hands
yes,
safe.
You can
buy boxes of them for cheaper, but if ever you're in a pinch,
want to be done,
this works great. So
spray bottles, they're really good for mixing up
spray bottles. You can never have enough spray bottles, so you can make your own alcohol
in there.
Type colors with those.
It's great.
Okay, so parchment paper. If you ever do any of the resin art swipes, parchment paper is great for that. You can also find glitters, like whole bunch of glitters. You can find, like, those are the pink packs. They also have the individual colors. Corks. This is good for the back of coasters. I like to use those. I wonder if they have them cheaper on Amazon. The white sand, I use this as the druzy on my geodes. I've made a couple videos about this. This is the one that I use, though. Never tried the other one. They also have different colors of the sand. I've never used the red. They have these as well, and I've used the black ones of these. But you can use the different colors if you want to. They have seashells and rocks and all different kinds of things that you can put in your resin. I like these black rocks. But I'm in Michigan and I go pick my own rocks. So spoons and stuff like that, this can be used to scoop out your colors or, mix your resin or anything like that. Shower curtains are good for protecting your surfaces. You put one of these down and your table is protected. So vinyl I use when I do my wall arts. I do have a cricket, whatever, and I cut my vinyl for those. Christmas ornaments is a good project if you're doing the pour arts. These are great if you're doing the pour arts. They have seasonal ones all the time for whatever season we're in. And the canvases, as long as they're prepped correctly, they won't droop. So those are great. And some more wooden stuff.
That's actually,
I think you can use the metal ones as well, as long as they're prepped correctly. But they got a lot of cute stuff that you can do the pour art on. Great stuff. Yes, I did grab me one of these. And of course, some more glitter. You get a lot of glitter in these containers, and then the containers can be used for other stuff. They have different shapes and different sizes and all different kinds of colors. You actually get a lot of glitter for $1. Paintbrushes. These are good for prepping your surfaces or using any kind of adhesive. I grabbed me some of these because I do woodworking epoxy art, and those are good for the cracks and stuff like that. I use these for swiping, and the resin peels right off of those. Never can have enough paintbrushes, says the artist. That acrylic paint can be used to color resin as well. Popsicle sticks, of course. You got the craft sticks to mix up your resin. I actually get a decent amount for $1. I wouldn't use the colored ones. I'm not sure if they dye your resin. Glue sticks, of course, especially if you do geode art or anything like that.
This is a must.
I like those little containers right there. They're good for just organizing small stuff, and I have so much small stuff. Levels. Always make sure that your work is level. This is crucial. Like, crucial. And screwdrivers. If you ever put hardware on the back of your pieces or anything like that, which you probably will, you're gonna need tools. And T-squares. I'm a woodworker, so More storage. Masking tape. Do you mask the back of your projects or do you sand them down? They have tape for days. I like to use these when I'm doing small paint projects, and then I cover them just so that way no dust can get in my stuff. I like those. And then the resin peels right off of that plastic. Rollers for prepping my rounds. I do like 30 to 50 inch rounds, and I like the rollers for that. And these little cute stickers, they can be used on your wall arts. Say you do an epoxy pour and then you put, I've seen people do the temporary tattoos and stuff like that. You can use pretty much anything. Alright, so the Clorox wipes, it's between these and the baby wipes. I don't know which ones are my favorites. These are good for spraying and just holding different dyes and stuff. I like to make my own colors, so I use those for that. And these are good for cleanup. Those are my favorite I don't like the cotton balls or the Q-tips. I do just the rounds. And who doesn't need a silicone brush? These are like $13, $14 on Amazon. So, yeah, you can't go wrong there. If you make silicone molds, these cuticle cutters are really good for cleaning up the edges of your silicone molds. I do a lot of my my crystals and stuff. Of course, the nail files, those are good for smaller stuff like coasters, just getting the edges of the coasters or smoothing any kind of sharp areas out. These are really good for that. They have all different kinds, even like shining and polishing and stuff like that. So, the files. And I just thought this was cool. It was a 3-in-1, so if you do prefer anything other than the swabs, then that will work there. You go to the baby stuff, and of course baby wipes. I have a baby, so I use baby wipes for everything, but these actually are really good for getting resin off of stuff. Like really, really good.
When you're mixing, you need cups.
And baby oil, of course.
You need cups. This is like the
isopropyl alcohol.
majority of what I
use
right
91%, but when COVID first hit and there was no 91%, I used 70% the whole time. These are great for storage, using like small, my gears. I use clock gears and little flowers, paper towels for cleanup.
I've seen them, but they were 3-pack of
Cups.
bowls.
You can never have enough
That
cups.
is what those
I use a lot of the smaller ones, like this. Like that's my go-to size, and I get them off Amazon, but I have bought them here before.
50, 55. So I make silicone molds.
So they have these plastic ones right here, and these are actually reusable. Like I have some of those, and I've reused them quite a few times. So this right here is part. I don't know if you've seen the rolling trays that used to be really popular, but that is one of the pieces of the rolling trays. These glass jars, they are really good for storage. I like those for storage. Any of those jars I like for storage.
Okay.
And so, like I was talking about before, if you do the silicone mold making, these are really good for that. They have all the different sizes, so that way you don't have to waste a bunch of silicone.
I don't know about these ones.
They just have like any size that you can think of in any shape.
It's actually really
I like these for storage. I don't use only glass.
$2 or so.
Just because I have kids, so I do prefer plastic sometimes. This is just showing like the surplus of the sizes and shapes that they have.
Just to make sure that you don't make
messes.
Alright,
so here I'm looking for,
these
of course,
are my little go-tos.
That can help you pick things out of your resin.
My kids
And
have stolen
the
most
measuring
of them,
cups.
but they're silicone, and they
ones.
do
I've never
not
used
stick.
those ones, but these ones right here, the resin just comes right out of. And they're only $1. They're like $1.90 or $1.60 at Walmart for this size. I think this is a pretty good deal. And of course, if you don't want to use a shower curtain, you can use the garbage bags to lay down. If you get the thicker ones, you can actually peel the resin right off of them. They have, like I said, a whole bunch that you can choose from. These right here, these silicone spatulas I use, and I've used
If you got
on
dust in your shop and you
accident starting
don't clean your
about
stuff, these are
4
great.
years ago.
Great
I bought some
storage.
for my daughter to help me
decent
cook,
size.
and
That's a good size. And they're glass.
it ended up in my shop one time, and I was like, oh, that's silicone, and I tried it, and the resin peeled right off of it. So these are really, really, really cool. All right, and if you look around my shop,
Here's
you will
some big
see some of
ones.
these jars just holding my crystals and stuff like that. I have these ones, and then I have the ones right here on the bottom. I like that copper top. They're holding my amethysts and my rose quartz.
I love these magnetic tins.
There's a lot of dust in my shop, so these with the lids, they just help keep them out.
They also can be yeah.
I have these as well. These are really good. They're actually really heavy duty for $1. $1.25 now, sorry. I have these, and this is how I separate my Leland Blues and my Petoskey's and stuff like that. When I get different orders for tables, people want different things, and here's some more bulbs. These are starting to become popular on TikTok. And some more storage. You can never have enough storage. And
Look at
more
these wood
storage.
roses. Just need storage in your...
These are some of my favorites. These stick to my cabinets. I have metal cabinets in my shop, and these have the magnets on the back, and they actually work really good. I started getting those 2-packs.
I have a bunch of these.
But I just get the single ones now.
of these.
So twine. I
have
add these
some
to
of
some of my
those.
charcuterie boards just to give it that rustic look.
There's some... Oh, I got these. I have like all of
I've
these.
added... These
are
were
what my
cute.
gemstones
I like
are in.
these. And I could see incorporating these into a tray. One of the botanical trays or something like that.
So
I like
have
the,
to admit, I have some of
I
these
use the
in
moss
my
as well.
drawers,
I
too,
used the moss
just
from Michael's though, and I thought
separate
these
things
wooden
and
roses
stay
were
around.
really cute. They could add like a good accent on something. And these are just good for
could do an
storage.
ocean
Some of
on
these bigger
here.
ones over here, I'm gonna pick one up in a second. Right here, I have probably about 12 of these, and these help me separate my rocks as well.
These are the ones.
All the rocks
show you
go
how to
in
do it.
my resin tables. I have those too, but I prefer the ones with the black bottom, and I have those too. All right, so we're about wrapping it up. These can be used for the back of your arts, like if you're hanging them or something like that. I have these in some of my drawers, just separating my paper clips and stuff like that. I guess it's not really resin art, but it is part of the business aspect. And if you wanted, you could do an ocean on there. This is one of the other parts of the rolling trays. So this is part of the 4-piece
Right, so that about covers it.
set of the
Anything that I've
$50
ever
rolling
gotten
trays.
from the dollar
This
store,
is
you
the
can
one. It's metal.
most likely
so
get,
all you do is put a primer on there.
like,
You put the paint
larger
or
quantities
glitter
for
or whatever on
cheaper.
there, and then you
But if
epoxy
you're
over
ever in a
it.
pinch,
And that
helps.
is
or
the
if you're
part.
just starting out, and you
So
don't wanna
these
buy,
can be
like,
used for
$20
pour
worth of
paintings, and they
something.
always
You buy
have
$1
them
worth.
for
So,
whatever
I hope
season
that
that you're
helps.
in. So
And
Halloween,
subscribe,
that
like,
stuff
and
is
I'll see you
on
next time.
sale, and then they have like